Hello, my name is Ken Elder. I wanted to thank you for allowing me to be part of your event. I recently served as the Vice President of Partnerships for the Tampa Bay Super Bowl Host Committee. We recently served as the host for Super Bowl 55 in Tampa, Florida. Our role as the Super Bowl Host Committee is really multifaceted, but the main goal is to support the NFL in preparing our local community, anything from the stadium to events to volunteers to all the different aspects that are needed to ensure that the Super Bowl is the most successful it possibly can. The main factors of creating the best impact for the brand possible is to ensure first and foremost that the brand is communicating in the proper way to reach their core audience. The goal as we sit down with any of our sponsor prospects is to understand first and foremost what they want to achieve, who are they trying to reach, how they best do that, how they do that through other events and other opportunities. Then we align the Super Bowl opportunities that we have available with that. By doing that, they're able to take what they're normally used to doing, mixing it in with this great opportunity to reach the world's audience in many ways, especially those that are coming to Tampa for Super Bowl, but also through digital and social opportunities to reach a lot larger and stronger audience as well. So once we ensure what our partners' goals are, then we set out to set the assets that we have to align with that up in such a way that they achieve those goals. Certainly, we do that is different for every partner that we work with. For example, we worked with one of the largest furniture manufacturers in the United States, Ashley Furniture, to create a program this year that really did multiple things, but most importantly was data capture. Through putting together multiple strategies, one being utilizing our entire footprint, which was the Riverwalk in Tampa, which stretched 2.6 miles. We utilized that footprint to set up various data captured points. And so by doing that and by setting those up throughout the Riverwalk, there was interaction with the brand throughout, but also opportunities to create data capture. Those opportunities were maximized by creating not only the QR code area, but also creating an activation around that. There were multiple platforms, from a sand sculpture that drew attention to a phone booth that was designed in the Ashley brand, and those were all set up to allow more interaction with their brand and the opportunity to capture the data of those that were at the event. One of the goals of the Tampa Bay Super Bowl Host Committee was ensuring that the synergy between the events that the Super Bowl Host Committee had, including Super Bowl Experience, which was the main interaction point, and our brands made sense. We always looked for ways to determine how the brand could interact with our event. For example, we had a company called ReliaQuest, which is one of the largest companies that are in the field of cybersecurity. They were a local company in Tampa, and we looked for ways to utilize what ReliaQuest does in conjunction with the Super Bowl Host Committee. So because of the cybersecurity piece, we identified two different areas that really fit synergistically with our needs at the Super Bowl Host Committee. One of those was we recruit over 8,000 volunteers. We communicate with those volunteers through our emails and through different messaging. And so also, when you are a volunteer, you have to go through a security background check. So we utilize ReliaQuest to put together a security system that allowed us to manage that data in more of a safe way to ensure those that were volunteering were not at risk of having their data captured and put into the wrong hands. That was a very successful program that we did with ReliQuest. Also, due to the pandemic, our concession program was all done cashless. So we had over 25,000 credit card transactions during the 7-day period of Super Bowl experience at our host committee parks. To ensure the safety of that data, we also worked with our partner ReliQuest. We then worked together to tell that message. We've done that through the opportunities post-event to allow a case study to show what they've done. We also did that during the event and leading up to it with our podcast, and had their CEO on that podcast to share how their capabilities were matched up with our needs at the host committee to create two safe platforms that were vital to what we wanted to achieve. This was the first time that a Super Bowl host committee had utilized a company like ReliQuest. So for them to synergistically be able to tell the story that they are a company, a tech company that is located in Tampa, and to be able to be utilized in such a valuable way for the host committee really helped them to extend their brand, and also to the point where they brought VIP guests in from companies that they work with, and were able to then create a data center right on site at Super Bowl Experience that showcased the data that they were pulling down to secure both of the payment system, as well as securing our volunteers' information. This was truly the most challenging Super Bowl that I had been involved in. I've had the pleasure of being involved in 8 Super Bowl host committees in a similar role, creating opportunities for brands to participate through the local Super Bowl host committee. This time around, it was so much more difficult due to the fact that we really did not understand until 4 to 6 weeks out exactly what we were going to be allowed to do, in the sense of, were we going to be able to have an open to the public fan event, which ultimately we were able to do in a social distance way. But at some points we didn't know that during that time frame of whether that event would be canceled. So due to that, it really took a lot of planning, and a plan A and a plan B, and sometimes scrapping A and B and going to C and D very quickly. And we were so thankful that the partners stayed in there with us and were a part of this all the way, in strategizing how they could still best use this event in whatever form that it ultimately become. And so due to their willingness to do that, and their willingness to communicate with us, and making sure that their brand still would show up and appear the way that they wanted to, and they were able to get the return on investment that they desired, it really turned out to be very successful. So we had a local hospital group that obviously did masks and gave those away. They also provided hand sanitizer, all branded with the Super Bowl host committee mark as well as their marks. And so looking at ways to create opportunities. And that same hospital group as well, they also had over 2,000 of their doctors and nurses that were able to attend the Super Bowl. And with the partnership that we had with them, and created just unique ways to ensure the safety of our guests. So we were able to integrate a partner that we may not have had in other years in such a unique way. In the future, I do believe that there's learnings that took place here that will be beneficial for years to come. One of those examples was with the Taste of the NFL. The Taste of the NFL has always been an event that is a food tasting event. They bring in chefs from all 32 of the NFL teams. And they also bring a former player in, and it becomes a big food event, 2,000, 3,000 people, depending on the year and the size of the venue. It becomes this huge event each year, and the beneficiary is the food banks. And so this year, obviously, things changed. They were not able to do the event live. So instead, they were able to adjust and create a virtual event, and we're able to send packets with anything from ingredients to make dishes that the chefs who did a 30-minute event virtually outside of the stadium 3 to 4 hours before the game, the fan was able to do that at home and participate with that and be a part of it, but not be able to go to the event. That is something that event plans to continue to do in the future years, because it not only allows them to reach an audience at the game, but also it allows them to reach folks at home who can uniquely participate in a great tailgating event and be a part, make that a part of their day. And the donation rate was $100 to do that and to get that package sent to you. That is something that would have never really been thought of if it wouldn't have been for the pandemic. I wanted to thank you again for the opportunity to share with this group. It is my great pleasure to just share some of the learnings that we've had from the Super Bowl in Tampa in this unique COVID-19 period that we're all living through. It turned out to be an amazing experience at the end of the day, but there was many times that the trials were so difficult that we were really thinking, is something going to happen at all? But I hope the experiences that we have will help you as you go forward. I want to congratulate all the nominees and winners. You, in my book, are all winners. Thank you so much.